All right, we are live. Good evening. This is Andre Sanders down here in Jacksonville, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds. And we do apologize for being a little late, a lot more late than normal. Our guest that was supposed to come on right now, she's having some internet problems. So don't know if she will be able to get on this evening. So again, do apologize for the, the tardiness on our part. We don't normally do this at all. We hardly ever do this. Take that back. So yeah, again, just really do apologize. If she does hop on, hey, we know how to just go with the flow and just switch stuff up a little bit. So just bear with us, and we're still going to give you something of value to take away, and just run with it. So without any further ado, let me go introduce my other partner all the way out there in California.
Hi, this is Patricia Henry here, and yes, I am in California, sunny, beautiful, cold California, and where I live up in the high desert. And the reason why I love to live here is because I live in the southern part. Did I mention that? Uh, Not in the northern part, but it is sunny almost every single day. We do have times when it's overcast and stormy and rainy, and it does get windy up here, but I love it. And I love it also because I'm retired and I get to enjoy this beautiful sunny weather almost every day, and I get to do what I want because I have an online internet business and I can work from home. That's the convenience of having a business like we do have. And it's wonderful having great weather because it sets your mindset. Every day that I get up, it's sunny and it makes the day positive. But again, even if it's cloudy, it's a wonderful day to be alive. So today's topic with our special guest who is running late is about mindset. And again, even if you don't have a wonderful day, it's gloomy outside, it's raining outside, it's snowing outside, it's a hurricane outside, how do you get into a positive mindset? And that's what we're going to talk about on this episode today.
Yes, and also Patricia, to kind of go opposite of what she just mentioned here, is also to avoid the other things, because unfortunately, and this is something I remember reading from months ago from Zig Ziglar's book "See You at the Top." We live in a negative world. I hate to say that, it's just it's just the way it is, unfortunately. It doesn't have to be, because obviously how you choose to see it is really on how what type of good information you put in your head. So it doesn't have to be a negative world. You can be around negative people, but one thing I know I've chosen to believe is, when you continue to, again, put good information in your head, guess what, you can make a change too, as far as your environment, because the people that might be negative will take watch as far as what you're doing, as far as what your actions are doing. So there's also something to keep in mind as well with that, because again, yeah, it's negativity every single time. I remember listening to Eric Worre interview with Tony Robbins, as far as Tony Robbins mentioned something as far as news or whatever. But man, the news is not there to inform you. The news is there to startle you. As far as like, oh man, look at this, something happened, some deadly disease happened to a child. More information about this tonight at 11. I mean, come on now, give me a break. They don't want to talk about somebody who might be in a home-based business profession, just left their job and now has their own time and their own freedom to go spend with their family and do whatever things they want. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about maybe that multi-billionaire giving away, to charities or whatever, and not doing it because of a tax write-off, doing it because that they can do so, and they choose to do so. I know also, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's a year ago, the owner for the Carolina Panthers, there was a shooting at that church, I think in one of the Carolinas, I can't remember, South Carolina, North Carolina. I don't think people know that man gave away $10,000 to each family member to provide for the fans, to provide for a funeral. Multi-billionaire, oh, by the way. His name is Jerry Richardson. So, I mean, come on now. Some people talking about, oh, man, rich people are evil. Do your due diligence, because, to get to any type of level like that, you got to give. You just no ifs, ands, or buts around that. It's really biblical for those who are religious. Yeah, always giving away, and you're always gonna, no matter if you don't want to, you're always gonna receive something back. That's just the way, the law of attraction, whatever laws or whatever you want to call it or whatever. reciprocation, whatever. That's just the way, the laws of nature work at times. You continue to just give, you're going to receive back. And sometimes without even thinking about expecting to get something back, this choose to keep on giving. So it's another thing just to keep in mind with as well. As far as, also, with that mentality, because when you choose to be positive as well, you keep on giving back to, again, going back to what I just mentioned, it's going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form. That's just the way it is. That's just the way the law of nature likes to play. Is a wonderful game. It's a beautiful game too at times. So, I don't know if Patricia, you want to go down to a list of things too, as far as that some people go in general see on a daily basis, maybe weekly or monthly, depending if you work or maybe if you are a business owner of any profession, of any kind. It's what you see. There's some things to keep in mind with as well for your strength your mentality.
Yes. Well, having a positive mindset, it's essential. I mean, everything we do in life, we have to get out of bed in the morning. It's a shame when you have there are people who suffer from clinical depression, and they have a hard time functioning, getting out of bed, brushing their teeth, combing their hair, getting dressed. Well, we're not going that far, into a discussion. That's a negative mindset. And like Andre talked about, we live in a negative world. So it is very important to dwell on what is good and is positive. So there is some things that we have to think about, because we, like I said, with every single thing in action that we do in life, it starts with a thought. And if it's not negative, you're not going to get anything accomplished, because it's like I said again, it's essential to start thinking positively. Like for instance, how could we do so, right? How do we put this into application, into a practical manner on a day-to-day basis? Well, when we get up, have you ever thought to make a list of things that you want to do to get accomplished? And I know for us internet marketers, we've got to have some kind of a schedule. We've got to have some kind of a list that we have to do on a daily basis. There's what we call getting the action done for our, what am I trying to say? Our income producing activities. So we have to have a positive mindset to be able to accomplish those things. So how about this? Only use positive words when talking. So we don't want to use any negative words. And so what could be that word? I can't. How about turning it around to, you've maybe seen some quotes that says, I am possible, or it is possible, not impossible, but I am possible. It's possible to achieve whatever goals that you have set in mind, right? And so if you're constantly telling yourself, I can't, you may convince yourself that that's true, right? So we know how the mind and the brain and the heart work together. They're in cahoots with one another. So we have to convince ourselves that those negative things are not true. So we have to replace those negative words with positive ones instead. Don't you agree, Andre?
Yeah, and a good thought too, what you mentioned as far as the word I can't. And this goes back to, I think Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad mentioned it to him in the first book that Kiyosaki wrote, Rich Dad Poor Dad, when he said, Rich Dad had forbade Robert and his best friend Mike, who was his Rich Dad's son, to use the words I can't. Instead, he always told him to use the question, how can I? Because once you do ask that question, you start to open up the mind. As soon as you say, I can't do something, whatever, you shut the mind up or whatever to any possibilities. As soon as you ask that question, how can I? Now you think of the different possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Always different for any opportunities for anything.
Right. And like, for instance, perhaps we were brought up with our parents telling us to hold on or wait or you can't do that, or you can, just wait. And that kind of throws the child back. They, their demeanor, they run up to their parent and they're all excited, and everything. And all of a sudden their parent says, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. Mind you, the parent is telling you for protection. So there's certain things at a certain age level that you cannot do, but with assistance, you can do. And in business, sometimes you want to say, I can't do this, especially when you're in the learning mode. But like my mentor, I would always say, well, Patricia, you can Google it. And like, how do I do this? So you just type in how to do something and boom, it'll pop up in Google, so you don't have to say, I can't do this. I can't. And it took me a while, because I am retired, 65 years old, like I said, love being up here in the high desert, sunny, right? And getting online and doing this internet stuff at first was kind of overwhelming. And I did have that negative mindset, like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Well, again, that's what having a great mentor is for, to guide you in the right way of doing things and to get your mindset set properly that you can do this. And there's all kinds of tools and things out there to help you. For instance, not only have the mindset or have the mentor that can guide you in the right direction and how to fend for yourself or fish for yourself, so to speak, and constantly telling you, go to Google and look it up. Or you get with a team. Like we have a team, an online marketing team and internet team. So we constantly, if we're working at home like most of us do, it might be kind of a negative thing if we let ourselves dwell in that hole. But we can, if there's something that I can't figure out, I can easily, like I said, not only Google it, but I can go to one of my team members and said, have you done that? Or go to the team site and the page, and we have files there that we could look up something, because all the time we're messaging each other in private chat and saying, oh, do you guys remember somebody did a webinar on that, or somebody did a talk on that, or somebody did a PDF on that. Where is it? Is it in our files, or was it on our page? And there's bound to be somebody there, especially Alicia. She's quick. If she doesn't get back to you in a minute, she will get back to you in a heartbeat to say, hey, this is where it is. I found it. And if she doesn't know, she will let you know, or somebody else will take over the reins and say, hey, this is where it is. And what is good about it, they'll copy and paste the link either into your private chat or in the group, and then the problem is solved. So you don't have to feel like, oh, woe is me. So there's an example of being positive right there. And also the word if. We've discussed it before. If has the connotation that you're not going to get it done. It's if I do this, or if that happens, or if, right? If I only could. Well, you could do whatever it is you're trying to do if you leave the word if out. That's a 2-letter nasty word. I can't and if are nasty words. You don't want those in your mind and in your vocabulary. So how about this? Push out all feelings that aren't positive. Is that kind of simple for people? What do you think, Andre? Because, don't let negative thoughts and feelings overwhelm you when you're feeling down. Like I just said, if you feel that you're feeling down because, like, a lot of people start out on a new, not job, but a new business, online business, and they feel like they're in an oasis all by themselves, an island onto themselves, and there is no one. Well, you can't let those negative feelings keep eating away at you, because like I just mentioned, there are ways to reach out to people. There's a team, there's the Google, there's your mentor. And if your mentor is missing MIA, missing in action, then I know our team has adopted people. Now, I don't know what other internet businesses do, but I am sure that they have the kind of the same setup, because after all, we want all people to be successful. How about that? And it's not like it's just his, or it's just mine, or it's just hers. it is all of us. If we're not successful, if one person isn't successful, you think about dominoes. Dominoes, when they're all in a straight line, if one person falls or one piece falls, they're all going to fall. So you want to always think and have positive feelings. Andre, what do you have to say about that?
It's funny, Patricia, and some people are probably not going to want to hear this, but, it was, as far as she was right, as far as surrounding themselves with people that are going to help uplift you. And that's why we appreciate the home-based business profession. You might be somebody who, you're sick and tired of your job. You hang around negative people. You have relationship problems. Something's wrong with the kids. They're acting up. Something unfortunately happens with a family member. It feels like you see that domino effect. But also something to just keep in mind. And you're not going to want to hear this, but I'm just being cut and dropped. It can always be worse. I really hate to say that, but it's true. It can always be worse. A year ago, I know I had come a heart attack when I didn't even know it was a heart attack. A minor heart attack. It's funny because, again, going back to what we mentioned earlier, I had put so much good information in my head. I was laughing the whole time. I was really ticked out at the fact that I had a blocked artery. But I knew I was going to overcome it. So that was not even a thought in my head. It was like some people around me were like, "Oh goodness, oh, you're right." I was like, "I'll be back." The only thing I'm thinking about is, okay, how am I going to hurry up and get on the field? Notice I asked the question, how am I? I can't. How am I going to be able to get back healthy to get back on the field? Because I had training camp for my semi-pro football team. And fortunately, I was already in good enough shape already leading up to everything. It was just to take time off, which, since I'm a workaholic as far as in the gym and everything, I was like, are you kidding me? So I drilled every nurse that came at me when I was in the ER. I was like, okay, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do that? As soon as I was good to go, I was able to just take off, and I was able to get some personal records too while working out, whatever. And I had a good season that ended the way I wanted to, but it was also fortunate to, an honor to be named an all-star for my team, along with several other teammates of mine as well. So, the thing is, too, that's why you continue to put good information in your head, because you can overcome all that stuff. It can be worse. I got a guy right now that I play football with in college who right now is fighting for his life. He has cancer right now. So you see what I'm saying? It can always be worse. So people don't want to hear that, but, you got to put some stuff in perspective as far as okay, how am I going to overcome this? Think about it this way too. It's not the end of the world. I was saying that to our guest who's supposed to be on here this evening. I was saying it's not the end of the world. It's all right. It's okay. We're fortunate to, Lord willing, to have another week, the following week, and then boom, we'll be right back on it. You see what I'm saying? But that's what happens when you continue to put good information in your head. One other thing, too, and I got to give credit, Patricia, to the women group you're a part of. I know this is a lot in home-based business profession. It doesn't have to be just in our profession. It can be in other groups, professions throughout the world. And one thing I noticed, too, is as far as women, they have a lot of good groups as far as, to keep a tight groups as far as to help uplift each other. I hate to say it, but that list I gave, a few moments ago, hey, some women have been abused, been through divorce, they hang around, unfortunately, a negative environment. But when you hang around a bunch of, like-minded women, and yes, I'm talking about the women in general too. I'm calling them out in a good way. I just noticed this helps uplift them. And one thing I learned too from a leader in the profession in my previous company before it was shut down. This is a man who's been there 30 plus years. Say, hey, women, they might have emotions like this, but guess what? When they're up and running, it's like a rocket. As far as, it's like, watch out. As far as when everything's online, everything's good too with emotions, watch out. How do I know this? My sponsor was a female. So, and she was just overcoming problems too. So when I got into the online world too, she was also part of that previous company that was shut down. I noticed. So, I saw this with my own two eyes, obviously via online. As far as, she had problems where we would just connect with each other before a company was about to shut down. She had problems with her husband, problems with the kids, whatnot, who were adults. there's a whole lot of stuff. We felt like the walls were coming down. But as far as when everything got in line, everything she was good with to go with her emotions. Boy, she was just like just clicking like crazy. It was like it was sweet to watch. I ain't gonna lie. I was just like, whoa, this is awesome. So I mean that's one thing I've appreciated too. And again, it's not just as women groups, that's in any type of groups or just we hang around like-minded people. You can see this in churches all the time, as far as not so much on Sundays, but maybe throughout the week, as far as maybe going to something to go to church throughout the through the week to at events or whatever. So it's just pretty cool to watch because everybody's just they're all uplifting each other. So something to just also keep in mind with as well. If you're in the home-based business profession, as far as conference calls, how crucial they can be, as far as especially throughout the week. I've been listening to one for 3 years, so it's 5 days a week. So I know as far as like how I know personally how I am upbeat. I'm always joking around and like outside of the online world, I'm always joking around, laughing around too. But because I've chosen to put good information in my head, and then if I can call out too as far as just the languages as well, because you recognize languages as far as people just people of success as well, because you don't want to be around a negative environment. And I'm gonna lie, it's a turnoff when you see maybe if you're on social media as far as people just always talking about the negatives and they get caught up in what we mentioned earlier as far as the whole news or social media, getting startled. Before we got started here live, Patricia mentioned something which again I was completely clueless. It tells you how much news I watch, hardly any, because I mean all you do is go click on Facebook and then see all the information come at you, and it's kind of interesting how I still missed it. Why? Because we unfortunately had somebody woke up yesterday morning, decided to go rob a bank. Go figure. here locally in Jacksonville. So I mean, again, it's just a bunch of trash as far as what goes on. But again, all that is just the start of you. It's not really that informative. Maybe, to be honest with you, less than 20%. I'm being conservative with that number as far as actual information. That's good. But again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, it can always be worse. And again, you do not want to hear that, but I just said it anyway because that's just the bold truth at times. So something to just think about. It's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, you'll be blessed to see another day. And guess what? Now you can go take the action upon that day. Can't worry about yesterday or tomorrow because you don't really have any control of that. You have control of what happens right here and now. You see what I'm saying? So something to just really think about as well with all that. So yeah, that's my thoughts too. That's my thoughts I had too, Patricia, about that.
Okay, yeah, because I really appreciate what you're saying because we especially when you were on that morning call, that started out your day, right? And when you have something like that, and there's a whole bunch of other people and team members coming on, they're getting the same mindset that you are. And we had him on as a guest, and that was really, really good, Paul Hutchings. And he really, even when he's talking, and he has just an enthusiasm that draws you in. I'm sure that man has some down days. He had a story where he started off in his business just living in a trailer. Now he lives in a house with, how many boys does he have now? 5 boys or something like that. He has 4 all boys, right? And, his wife too was very supportive, which helps to have a supportive spouse and a positive thinking mate or partner or whatever, because it can get you down. And we know that people do, when they start off an internet business, they've already got flack, right? They've already got the negative talk. Other people, oh, you're in one of those things, and then, oh no, here she's coming, or here they're coming, they want us to buy this or buy that. Well, we learn skills that help us draw other people to us who want the same type of business that we have. So that's a plus right there. That's a positive mindset. That's a wonderful feeling and a thought, because you know that you're not going to fail because you're looking for people who want the same thing that you want. And with you in that mindset, a call every morning with Paul, Think and Grow Rich. Come on. I mean, who doesn't want to think about being rich, And now we're not talking about money again. Now, there's a lot of negative talk about money. And once again, we have to go into that because money is a tool. If you happen to get rich, hey, that's a plus. Think of how many people you can help, or you can teach to fish, and they don't have to. What is that? You can teach a person to fish, or you can teach have a person go eat the fish that maybe you catch. But if you teach them how to fish, they can fish for a lifetime. So money, if you can make money online, because let's face it, the internet is big, it's huge, and e-commerce is huge. What we have and what we offer, if you click the link below, you can join our team, and you can get into the positive mindset the way we are, and think about money positively, I should say, because you can do things with that money. There's so many people that I want to help with my money. I don't want to be one of these stingy entrepreneurs, or, I may not be as big as Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Donald Trump, or any of these kind of people that have made their financial prosperity. But the little money that I am making online, it helps my family. I don't have to be poor. I don't have to be, standing in a soup line or soup kitchen or things like that. I can help the homeless. I can help them, of course, help themselves. But there are people who I want to help that are positive thinkers and want to know how to do what I'm doing online so that they can go and help their families. Isn't that what it's all about, right? To me, money is a tool. That's all it is. And don't think that it's not. It's a wonderful thing. But let's go back to practice positive affirmations. An affirmation is a statement that you're going to tell yourself every day that maybe you deserve to be happy. That could be one. Or, I am worthy of love. Or I'm worthy to make money online. A lot of us have a problem with even asking for money online. That's why we have what we call capture pages. Have a call to action so that your client that sees your video, you can ask them to go to click on another video that you can capture their name and address, their email address, so you could send them information about your business, and hopefully they sign up. But a lot of people, even we're in the business and we're afraid to do that, right? I mean, how can a business stay open if they are a regular business, like a brick and mortar business? They have a store. They spend millions on advertising. They put say if they have a window, let's say it's this holiday season, right? They have Macy's is known for doing these beautiful scenes of wintertime, and thousands of people come there to see the windows, but then they also shop there. Can you imagine if they didn't do that? They would not have any customers. So that's their kind of call to action, their attraction marketing. So for us as marketers, what do we need to do? Make our videos. We need to make it pretty so that we can attract the right kind of people to us. But having an affirmation every day, I know people take a lipstick or a marker and they'll either put that on their bathroom mirror. So when they get up every morning, that's right in front of them. And they look at it, get up, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, and boom, there it is. Or put on your makeup or brush whatever hair my husband doesn't have. He sees my affirmation across my mirror, So what do you do, Andre, to motivate yourself? Do you have an affirmation?
I'm glad you mentioned this because I know, my goodness, I shot like a video about this, I think, a few days ago or last week, as far as, something to tell yourself to get yourself going. But let me go back just a little bit further before we even hit that. I'm a huge believer as far as trying to find out what somebody wants, for starters, because you don't want to end up being the drifter, like Napoleon Hill mentioned, outwitting the devil, and pretty much just going with the flows with society, going with the status quo, getting pumped up, on a Friday evening, because you're done with work, and then the press comes Sunday evening. You know, it's like I can see why. You know, great entrepreneurs like Eric Thomas, you know, the hip hop preacher, will have a show. You know, thank God it's Monday. You know, you know, because it kind of like you're somebody who just has that, you know, just that job mentality. You're like, I don't even think God it's Monday. I hate Mondays. You know what I'm saying? When he comes out with his videos, he shows talking about thank God it's Monday because it's another day. You know, it's something opposite of what society wants to do. Also, too, once you know what you want to do, guess what? It's really not that hard as far as to put that motivation as far as getting after that. You know, the affirmations, to be honest with you, this adding fuel to the fire, which is sweet. You know, that's all really that's all that it really is. Napoleon Hill has one big time as far as after, you know, and thank you after having your major definite purpose set, he has your self-confidence formula as far as literally help to building yourself up mentally, even though you might not believe it at first. I'm not gonna lie, you might not believe it. You're like, yeah, right. You're like, you have this goal, you do want to hit it. It's like, can I really achieve this? But once you start saying it over and over and over again, guess what? It goes into your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't know any better. That's the sweet thing. It does not really know any better. But also, once you start saying this over and over again, you make it a habit. He does say near the end of it, as far as, you know, I repeat this at least once a day. I think the book is, I think he has written, I repeat this twice a day, morning or evening, or once a day, either or. But as long as you get yourself in the habit of saying it until you hit it, you see what I'm saying? Now you're working on something. Your actions are gonna just help you go get propelled toward that goal. David Schwartz has something kind of similar to in the magic of thinking big as well. Shorter, but it's kind of like your purpose and the you know, like the self-confidence formula just mixed up and a lot shorter. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I have to reread that book again to find out what it is. But it's a lot shorter too. Something to help repeat yourself daily. I know. Not mistaken, I think Tony Robbins has something too, as far as what he says to himself to get himself in the right state to go after something. You know, so the different ones. You're just gonna pick one. You know, we're just throwing out suggestions as well. You're just gonna pick one to just go and get yourself, again, like I just mentioned, if you're always gonna get yourself in the right state and the right mentality to go after something. Because you might not like where you are right now, but guess what? It can always be better. But hey, Jerome said too, you know, you can't change people; they can only change themselves. So you have to look at the man or that woman in the mirror and you know, try to see if you really want to go do this. You know, or you're playing around. Just being straight up with you, you know. So something to think about too. But those affirmations, either word, whether you want to repeat it. I know I like to repeat mine daily. Some people like to write it daily, which is a new one, or somebody like to go and read it, like Patricia mentioned too. Either or. Again, these are just suggestions. They're not telling you what to do. You know, you go find one. That's the whole cool thing about all this. You know, so that's what I wanted to throw out there, Patricia, as far as all that.
Well, it's good if they do what you say, right? We can't make people do whatever, but if they are around positive people, that's another thing, right? Which we've already mentioned. You know, the women's group that I'm in, the teams that we're on, the companies that we're with, whether it's professional or it is family oriented or friend oriented. I mean, I've always wanted to be around positive people. You know, I mean, there are people that want to be with gangsters and, you know, hoodlums and people out to do evil and wicked things. And I've always thought to myself that the human condition is such that they want to fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to ever fail. I want to always surround myself with people who have the best at heart for not only themselves, but for who they associate with. So, you know, that's just how I roll. I wanted to go with something else. I'm not going to, there's 100 wonderful mindset things here on this particular list that I'm reading, but it's like, here is something that we want to do. What about visualization? And when we visualize something, that's number 15, Andre, in case you're looking, it's work on that on 14, and then think of ways to turn visualization into action. Like I said, when you get up in the morning, we have to start thinking. And we start thinking, and we're just not thinking something like a blank wall. I mean, we may have a uh, whiteboard, right? And it might be white, all blank. You've erased everything off of it. And then you start writing on it. You make that list, like I had said at the beginning. But you have to visualize what you want while you're making that list. And then when you visualize it, you have to think about how you're going to accomplish that. So visualization is very important. What does it say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. And what do you do with it? A lot of people, again, make a list, or they'll make a board, a vision board. I know we have one team member who has visited, I forget how many countries in the past year, but he says he puts a picture up of where he wants to go. And then he thinks about how to achieve that. Well, of course, he does that through his internet business that he has, that we all have here. So that's his vision. What vision do you have? If you're a stay-at-home mom, like I had someone that just signed up with me who was a stay-at-home mom. She works 19 to 20 hours. I don't know how she does that. Obviously she has a great support group, either a husband or in-law or her own parents who maybe watch her small children. But how does she visualize what she wants with her life? She knows that she wanted to do an online internet business. So with that being said, she needs to start a board and put the things that she visualizes towards achieving that goal. And one of them probably staying home in the park. If I were a mom, which I don't have any kids, as you guys already know, and I have one granddaughter by marriage who's 19. But the thing is, if I want my husband and I to take a cruise, we've been married for 11 years now. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to go on a cruise. He used to be married before his wife died of lupus, but they used to go on cruises. And so, of course, naturally, he said, you want to go on a cruise? I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind. But I said, that's okay. I don't have to go. You don't have to feel obligated to take me. It's fine. I don't have to do that. But I know that's a desire of his. So, we have a ship. In our living room, we have this boat. It's made out of wood and metal. The sails are silver metals. And matter of fact, I want to show it to you. Hold on. I'm going to get it and I'll show it to you. Talk about visualization. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Patricia, because it kind of goes back to what we mentioned a few moments ago, as far as visualizing. It goes back to no harder than trying to find out what are you passionate about. That's what it comes down to. That's what we mean by like what you want. What's something that you're passionate about? Because once you can find that out, again, it's really kind of easy to lay out everything else for you.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's a clock, but my scarf is all stuck. Now you see my roof, right? But I'm stuck on it. Oh, it's catching on my scarf. But anyway, there it is. It's a clock. It's not telling the right time. I need to put batteries in it. But I always think of this. See, that's visualization. Whether you get a cruise liner from the Princess Cruises or the, like I said, I'm not familiar with what are the other ones? All those other cruises. I can't even mention the cruise lines because I haven't taken one, but the advertisements that you see on there. But that's what you got to do. Either have something tangible, have a picture, go on Pinterest and put I love palm trees and I love the beach because I used to live in Hawaii. So I want to get back to Hawaii again and visit all my friends over there. And how can we do that? Visualize it. Visualize a game plan and set out on doing that list with your online internet business. How many leads do you want to get per day so that they can join your business? How many people do you need to contact on Facebook or with social media or IG? Put your offer in front of them. Write it on your blog. Put things, you have to have that plan of action. And we, again, can show you how to do that so that you can retire and you don't have to just, like myself, and don't have to rely on just that one paycheck a month from the government. For me, now Andre has different goals that he visualizes, and I'll let him take that over. But for me, I have my goals. I love my palm trees on Pinterest. I said I'm going to get back to Hawaii maybe now that my husband can fly. He was afraid of flying, as you know, Andre, but he's flown twice, once to New York and once to Atlanta. So we kind of got that. And he goes, I want to go to Hawaii now. So that's a goal. We can put that up on a vision board, So what are yours, Andre? What's your vision?
Mine was no different from kind of like how Tony Robbins talks about how he got to his success, as far as it was just wanting to just give back, as far as helping feed people, because he had somebody, I remember mentioning that when I read his book, Money Master the Game, and he said, I think he was 11 years old, and somebody just, at the time, his family was struggling, and they didn't have any food. He said it was a man just, I think, came up to his house and just gave him food or whatever. I don't know if it was a holiday or something, and then he's been trying to pay it forward since he was 17 cents. And because of that one act, and that one thing, as far as just wanted to give back to people, it's led to like several companies that he owns now, and like he said, 1,200 employees. So again, not saying I'm Tony Robbins or anything, but my approach was basically when I got in the home-based business profession. The only thing I saw was like, all right, that's it. I saw the
But wait a minute. You said you're not like Tony Robbins, but you have a goal. See?
No, the mentality. As far as that's what I'm trying to get at. My mentality.
Exactly.
That's what it was. As far as like, I could care less about no different from any company. Not saying I hate or anything. The company we're a part of. But my mentality was just like, okay, and it still is. And like, all right, I saw when I saw the plan from the previous company, again, like I said before we shut down, the only thing I saw was like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to go play overseas, arena. I'm good. That's it. And it's funny, because of that, it's led to now better education as far as now how money's played. I'm a huge soccer fan. I've read 8-10 of his 19 books. So now it's like, the thing is, when you work on yourself, and two, when you have a passion, it will lead to other things. That's what I'm trying to get at. It will lead to other goals.
Yeah.
Like some people like, okay, you get to a particular goal and you hit it. Now what? That's one thing I know Les Brown mentioned one time. I heard him in the talk, as far as like, it's not aiming at a big goal, is having small goals and hitting it. That's the problem with people. And that's the main thing as well. Because I mean, you can talk, some people might think, oh, so you just want to play professional, you want to win a championship. Already my semi-protein. So it's like I've been to the mountaintop. Oh, you want to do it for the money. I've seen a lot of people in the home-based business profession get paid a lot of money, more than professional athletes, oh, by the way. And two, there's a huge difference between the income as far as what's being taxed, oh, by the way, and what's not. Something people don't talk about, and they don't teach in schools, oh, by the way. Again, you know about this, you open up a lot of rich dad books, because Kiyosaki keeps it so simple. There's ordinary income and there's passive income. And it's a huge difference between who gets taxed the most. Ordinary income for what you work for, whether it be a job or if you're self-employed. So again, that's something they don't teach you about too. When you're in the home-based business profession, and then when you choose to be open-minded as far as learning this stuff, you're like, oh, really? Passive income? Oh, because I'm trying to help people also maybe get free themselves, or you're also providing jobs as well. Maybe it can be in real estate. Maybe if you're an artist, you understand as far as maybe royalties or whatever, having books, whatever, maybe selling CDs, you understand all this stuff. Maybe you're on a clothing line, you understand a lot of this. But it's getting to that B and the I side, as far as the big business owner and the investor side, like Kiyosaki and the cash flow quadrant. That's what it's led to me, as far as like, and also, again, what we mentioned earlier, as far as the choice of words too. When I read the Midas Touch between Kiyosaki collaborating with Donald Trump, for like the second time, everything just started to click big time. It was like, oh my goodness. I could understand as far as where people are in different quadrants. Not judging them, but just, it's kind of curious, because, if you want to be the big business owner side, like a Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey, you got to be able to work with everybody, every quadrant. Not saying you have to know everything, but you have to know the different languages. Like if you want to talk with a lawyer, they have their own language. In the game of football, there's a different language than it is in baseball or basketball or hockey or soccer. You see what I'm saying? So the different languages for different quadrants, different languages for different industries, professions, whatever. So you have to know about this stuff. So this is coming from somebody, oh, by the way, who was a business major in college. They did not teach me all this in school, so it's embarrassing when, you come in this profession, you might be skeptical or whatever, and then you choose to be open-minded, you pick up a book, you're like, what in the world? It humbles you because it's like, oh, okay. Again, like my point is, it leads to other possible goals that you might not have had. I could give, again, like I mentioned earlier, I could care less about the as far as levels, whatever in company, the money. I was like, okay, what's going to help me to get from point A to point B, and still continue to work on yourself. It's one of those things, you heard it. It was like, yeah, I hear it, but I didn't really understand it when Jim Rome said, work harder on yourself than you do your job. When I got in the profession 6 years ago, it's like I heard it so many times, but I didn't understand it. When I started reading and now listening to a lot more audios, I was like, oh, I see what he's talking about. So you got to take responsibility for yourself. That's something I also want to mention. Can't sit there and blame me if you're not getting something that you don't have right here and there. Like, okay, you came into this profession, you want to make $10,000 tomorrow. Okay, what have you done to get that? You got to put in work. You got to put in work. Now, I might be changing up the subject a bit, but this all goes hand in hand. Oh, by the way, so it is true. As far as trying to get after something. So that's just, I know from my own perspective too. It's still gunning for it. That's why I'm always happy to see another day to go after it. But you got to put in work throughout that day. Not just talking about, oh yeah, see another day and you're not doing anything, and then you're complaining about, like, man, the week's over. What have I done? You see what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. What have you done? It's something to just gotta look at you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and just realize, is this really important to me? And then if not, like Napoleon Hill also mentioned, Think and Grow Rich, if you have the plan, guess what? Change it up then. So it's all good. The goal's not going to go anywhere. That stays the same. But, the plan is it's all right for the plan to change. It doesn't have to be a good plan. So something else to keep in mind with as well. I've changed my plan several times. Not ashamed to mention that. But, I mean, the goal has not changed. It will not, until I go after it. Wallace Wattles mentioned the science of getting rich. We as human beings always want to advance. So for us, this basically just settle, this being how the way is, that's the way it is. To be honest with you, that really is not normal. Doesn't matter how old you are, oh, by the way. If you use that whole that old age excuse, oh yeah, David Schwartz mentioned that the magic of thinking big as well about that. Mentioned that too as far as the master key to riches as well as far as the whole age thing. Can't use that excuse. Sorry. What was it? KFC was started from Harlan Sanders when he was in his mid-60s. You know what I'm saying? Ray Kroc started, McDonald's when he was like in his late 50s or something like that. So can't use that excuse thing. Sorry. This saw a guy last week, I think online. He was 55 years old, playing for the University of South Carolina football team, running back. And some people talk about running backs get a good older when they hit 30. You got to be kidding me. I've seen this guy in college playing with a bunch of 18 and 22-year-olds when I'm playing running back. And his son, oh, by the way, is playing in the NFL at 23. I'm like, what in the world? People talk about, it wasn't shocking to me because I played with a guy who was 50. So, I mean, won a championship with him who was 50. And I just played against somebody who was two guys that were in the 50s past season. So you can't give me with that whole age excuse either. So when people are like, oh, man, you got to be kidding me. That's exactly when you see some of that, your whole little small world is like, what in the world? It can't help but expand, unless you just like, nope, arms folded. I choose not to believe it. You're looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's possible out there.
And we could, as we grow older, think about, well, all the young ones, especially with jobs and the marketplace, they have laid off older workers. I have an echo. They've laid off older workers, making them believe that they cannot do anything anymore. And that's not the case unless you're, there are physical things that do happen, let's face it. But unless you're senile, which, or have dementia, and somebody can clearly diagnose that you have a problem, whether it's physical or mental, then yeah, maybe you should cut back. And obviously you can't do much of anything, but for the whole of corporate society trying to, save their older workers, because as you grow older, they're going to owe you a pension if those companies are even set up like that anymore. So they want you to take early retirement, and they try to tell you you're too old and you can't do this and you can't do that. That's, again, even like I had mentioned in the beginning, your parents, maybe it stems from your parents telling you you're no good, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. So just like we have a teammate here in our panel who's not here today, Neil, he had a stepfather that told him that. And that's cruel. How does a child really going to grow into positive thinking if there's somebody, especially an adult, who we look up to tell you that you're no good? Or teachers, even teachers that say, oh, you'll never amount to anything. Right, Andre? So just like you're saying with your coworker, your teammate there who's 50 years old, there may be a point when, if he breaks a leg or a knee or has a concussion, God forbid, but that he may have to recuperate a little bit longer than a young buck like yourself, So those kind of things are unavoidable, but it's not that you can't overcome it. And especially when things are bad, you have to have a positive mindset. As they said, when you're running, and you see a toddler running, or some child trying to learn how to walk the very first time, do they stay down? No, they're up and running again and off to try to chase a bird or get that piece of candy or something. They may fall down, but they are right back up at it. And this is what I wanted to say. You mentioned something, Andre, about changing a point of view, right? Well, this is another mindset, positive mindset thing that you can do. See it from another point of view. As easy as that. Change your pattern of thought by trying to see things from another point of view, whether it's your coworker, your bosses, or just someone impartial. It can help you see where you went wrong and understand why others might be upset. So if there's something that, we don't have a coworker. You do, because you still work, but other people might be upset. But why? Try to see it from their point of view. Maybe because they told you something and you didn't write it down to follow the instructions exactly the way they had said that you're supposed to do it. Well, yes, we can be flexible and we can be creative, and we may think that that's being positive, but maybe that wasn't what we were supposed to do. So try to go back and see what went wrong, that you can make it into a positive experience for all that's involved. And even for yourself, if you've made the wrong move. You say, darn it, I knew I should have done it this way, but I was stubborn, and I, just for experimentation. There's nothing wrong with it. You want to see if maybe another way works, but then it didn't. So you have to, again, go back and see another person's point of view, even if it has to be your own. So I guess we should stop here. There's so many things. There's a host full of things. Oh, there is one that I want to mention too, that I thought would help us. And again, back to getting fired as an older one. And there's so many people online who are older that are looking for something to do online to supplement their little Social Security check. Look for the opportunity, or look for opportunity. In every failure, there's an opportunity to improve, right? Spend time thinking of ways you can turn your setbacks at work or in your life to ways that you can get ahead in the future. And we have all heard that expression, that when you close one door of opportunity, another one opens up. So don't be downhearted. Just know that something might not work out, but there's another door that you need to walk through, or you need to give it a chance to see what's on the other side and see how you can turn that into something positive.
Yeah, and it's funny when we're mentioning all of this, you're kind of sitting back and probably like realizing, this is really not about business. No, it's not, because when it comes down home-based business professional, all this is personal development covered up in the opportunity. That's really what it is. I mean, point blank. Again, we keep on mentioning really, we say as far as elements of mindset, but it's really just working on strengthening your mentality. It's really what it comes down to. Working on yourself. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So you're thinking, okay, so if I'm gonna come, go click on that let me in link. What did I get? A lot of personal development products in there to help you build your business and help market you. Even if you have another business, it's just going to just help you enhance it more so. I've had people ask that from me, like crazy the last few weeks, and that's all it's going to just help you enhance a little bit more, because like Eric Worre says, they're amateurs and they're professionals. And not if you're one of those people that are just sending links to somebody who you just added on Facebook per se, come on now. People don't want to see that these days. How about you actually go and relate to them? Just a simple, hey, how's it going? I've been doing that with a lot of people that I went to school with as of late. This is reconnecting. Not even saying anything about the business. That's what it comes down to. That's being a professional. Find a friend, or in social media case, reconnect with a friend, find a need, then suggest a solution. That's it. That is it. And that's where you can do that once you do click that yes, let me in. For $7 for a 2-week trial, give it a shot. We're gonna say, can't say like, but we'll lose $7. Really? This is something to help you, just to help better yourself, in your future. We keep on asking this several times, what do you want, as far as in your life? Is it to go, maybe if you have kids, to go provide for them? This is the way. Just throwing it out there. And all of this is a vehicle. I'm going to guarantee you anything. Can't do that. Can't come disclaimer below. Not going to give you any guarantees. But one thing we are going to mention is it is possible, depending how much and how hard you choose to work. I'm not going to guarantee you anything as far as income or whatever. Again, can't do that. And hopefully, again, if you're on another company that, not bashing the company, any companies as well, hopefully you're doing the same thing as well as far as mission that. Can't give you any guarantees as far as income. Not going to guarantee if you were to join today that you're going to get paid tomorrow if you get somebody to come in. Not going to guarantee that at all. Can't do that. Won't do that to you. Just be straight up with you as far as like, we do have customer support. We have a team. That's Patricia mentioned. You have her, you have myself to help you out on your way. You have a whole other two huge environment of people in our community to help you as well on your journey.
And if you notice, what are we saying? Help you. Isn't that a positive thought? It's a positive thing to know that somebody's able to help you. And to me, that is amazing. We know that, again, like I had said, we want to be successful. We want to be successful. We want you to be successful. So if we don't help other people, then we can't help ourselves, basically, because when we know we can do that, because we have the vehicles, we have the tools to be able to do that. And like I said, again, e-commerce, online businesses, it's huge, guys. There's no more job security. So you have to create it yourself. And just knowing that you have positive people to help you should give you a warm and fuzzy feeling on this cold winter day. So below, there's a little green button. I'm looking at it exactly on our website here, or our webinar. And it says, yes, let me in. And let me in, go ahead, click that button, fill out your name and email. And when you do, you're going to be on the inside. It'll tell you what kind of business that we have and how you go through a process of how you can make money from home, online, And you need that positive mindset to be able to do that. You need to know that you can do it. And like we did, I didn't know I could do it. I didn't know that it was possible to make money online. Um, we see other huge companies online, they have their websites or they have this and that. But through our particular platform that we sell to you, that you're going to subscribe to, it is going to help you do that. And if you have any doubts, change them. Let's get you into a positive mindset so that you know that you can be successful and you can be the kind of person you want to be. You want to give back to your family. You want to give back to your friends. You want to be able to support these people. I'm not talking about people that are just asking for a handout, that just want to take all the time. You'll be equipped with the knowledge to help other people in this business. You can offer them the same business that we're offering you, and you can mentor them through this particular program that we have so that they can see their potential as well.
Yeah, and also too, if this has helped you in any way, yeah, comment below. Let us know in the comments. Just keep on scrolling down. You see a bunch of comments down here on our platform. Let us know this has helped you. You got value from what we've been mentioning this evening. And it's not really anything as far as like spectacular. We mentioned something just to just bring up, because this is important. Again, we mentioned this. We see this daily. Not sometimes we're not. No, we see it daily. Even if you're not even somebody who is not into social media, you still see it daily as far as any type of unfortunate negativity. So these are just ways just to help you get out of that too, and to get you to keep our mission as well, get you to a better mind frame, a better state. So yeah, let us know. Let us know if you got a value from what we've been sharing this evening. And also too, we will be back same time, same place next week, a little earlier than we were this evening. So again, we do apologize for this evening, and we will have do our best to give you some more value as well come next week. So with that being said, we will see you same time, same place next Friday. So
and I want to say, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Overcoming the Odds. Bye.